given those few machines to come and start the work, and the work started. Then it just like went for a short time. Then thereafter it was closed. After closing it up to now, nothing has been taken to start it back. And up to now, there's no communication between us and the CEO and the person who was coordinating us with the CEO.
The operationalization of multi-million government project in Arua aimed at promoting domestic coffee production and consumption has failed to start, now about 5 years down the road. This project, funded under NUSAF 3, estimated to be more than 500 million shillings, is one of those subcontracted by Office of the Prime Minister to inspire Africa Coffee in 2017. There is no activity on ground, but only a house, now in its dilapidated state, was constructed, and mobile coffee shops in form of containers abandoned on the compound in Arua.
And then there is one in Arua. It has started, but it has stopped. But we hope this year it can begin. Actually, we wanted to operate because some of their members have come in Gula and have already trained. So it's a matter of fixing them there and they start.
Despite government's effort in promoting domestic coffee, and after dumping millions of shillings, little is known about this project, as local government officials in the district claim that they were not involved in the implementation.
I remember the district leadership, even including the then municipality leadership, were not too much involved in that. We found only that youths were being mobilized, and then when we realized...
Several questions regarding failed operationalization of this project still remains unanswered. Why has the project failed to start? How much was injected by government? What are the components of the project? Where are the youths trained to run activities at this facility? And what next? My name is Sabir Musa.
In 1986, the production of coffee was 3 million bags. Now we are exporting 7 million bags of coffee. Coffee has no problem because it has got an international market. So that one is not a problem. Maybe the price can go down a bit, but they will buy it. But on our side, we must harvest the coffee properly and dry the coffee properly so that we can get a better price, because that one also influences the price.
For a very long time now, President Yoweri Museveni talks about the importance of promoting domestic coffee growing and production, which he says is one of the main sources that earns the country millions of shillings through exports. As one of the measures to achieve this target, government, through Office of the Prime Minister under NUSAF 3, subcontracted Inspire Africa Coffee to establish coffee shops in some selected municipalities for implementation of a project targeting urban youth who are trained on management of coffee production processes and other business skills. Part of this project included components of enterprises like catering, saloon, events management, and entertainment as alternative source of income for more than 200 youths who were registered and organized in 20 groups. These will be besides the selling of coffee as main focus. But not so long after launch of this project in 2019, the youth groups disintegrated following delays to start activities as planned earlier. Fred Agani is one of those who were trained to benefit from the project. He explains on the main reason why the groups lost interest.
We were given the knowledge of how to make so many things out of coffee. Immediately after the training, there were communications. After the communications, we were given those few machines to come and start the work, and the work started. Then it just like went for a short time. Then thereafter, it was closed. After closing it up to now, nothing has been taken to start it back. And up to now, there's no communication between us and the CEO and the person who was coordinating us with the CEO. So that's how it has just like gone down. You know, like the program, when it came in, there were so many programs under that coffee thing. They came up with ideas of at least opening up salons, washing bay, the cafe itself, and the PA system. They talked of tents and plus the chairs to be brought and to be hired. Inspire Africa, the CEO talked of at least giving all those things. And then the groups that are going to handle those things. They're going to get money out of that, those things given to them. So that was how it was done. Yeah, they just talked of giving us all those equipments. And then after like giving them, the groups will go out and market them to get money out of it. Started. There were so many in that group, but others just like had to see there was no benefit out of what we were doing, and they just had to go. And we were just like not even reaching 10 remaining in the group until the group got closed up. Yeah, only a few participated. The rest just went off. What is that is we're just like waiting for CEO to tell us to resume or what not to resume. That's what we're waiting for. Of course, we have all those other machines. There are only a few that we have not received in hand, just like the PS system, the washing bay equipment, the saloon. In fact, what we started up was the cafe. All those other equipments were not brought in for us to be used. They were still in plan to bring them, so up to now.
Before the launch of this project in 2019, a house with a large open room was constructed on the western side of post office premise opposite the Arua Central Police Station. Inside this house, which is now in its dilapidated state, structures to place machines are constructed and the ceiling is made of plywood, which are now falling. On the compound of this building lies 4 mobile coffee shops, now used by some unknown people as a safe place of temporarily keeping their properties. At the moment, there is no clear information about this project from both Arua District NUSAF office and Arua City, formerly a municipality before elevation. Leaders claim that implementation of the project was done without involving the local authorities. The project amount equally remains unclear due to absence of documents, but leaders who spoke off record estimates more than 500 million shillings was given for implementation by government. Speaking on condition of anonymity, a community facilitator who coordinated the project at NUSAF Arua office attributes the failure to lack of orientation.
The problem was we were not well oriented about the main component and how it would really benefit the youth and how the project implementation was supposed to be done. I remember the district leadership, even including the then municipality leadership, were not too much involved in that. We found only that youth were being mobilized, and then when we realized there were around 20 youth groups, each group consisting of around 12 to 15 members. I really sensed that a project which was just centered in one place, hosting a number of beneficiaries up to 200 something. That was my first observation, where I realized this thing would not be really, wouldn't be practical. And when we did the first documentation and the OPM approved and sent this list for verification, I think there was an alarm raised by the municipal leaders, the beneficiaries, and then we were forced to do re-verification with some technical staff at the municipality level. I think we did that in 2017 at the Royal Division headquarters. Then after the verification, the project went down a bit, and then all of a sudden we realized again the Inspire Africa people doing mobilization for the raising of that structure you see at the post office. They did it themselves, and I don't know the arrangement between the Inspire Africa people and then the post office. They did the arrangements at that level. That's why if you go to all the implementation areas, I think their structures are just attached to the post office premises. When you go to Golo, the same thing. Mbale, the same thing. Yeah, even in Arua, I think that was their arrangement. The highest level, with the district was not aware, including even the municipality. So when this building was put, before it was even complete, we realized there was now a kind of big communication gap between the management of Inspire Africa and the district implementing staff. That was the NUSAF desk office. Due to that big gap, Inspire Africa did its things right at the NUSAF desk office at the OPM level. They never completed the building, brought those things. You remember the day when they were like launching, when they had to organize the launching, brought the artists and busy comedians and whatever at the town. By then the building was not over complete, and the beneficiaries were not well trained on how to manage those items. All of a sudden, I think that's where I last saw the project got stagnated.
Inspire Africa Coffee boasts of different sites established in Gulu, Dokolo, Mbale, Tororo, Arua, and Kampala, according to the available information published on its website. All these sites were expected to offer same services of coffee roasting, brewing, packaging, and selling in different forms. But Arua, since the time of establishment, is not able to start. A visit to Gulu City in northern Uganda indicates that the site, currently with 35 staff, is operating and offering all the services in restaurant, supermarket, and saloon, among other sections. Manager at the facility, Alfred Oyet, reveals that this site is now serving the whole region at the moment when Arua remains non-functional.
Basically, Inspire Africa Coffee Gulu, we are serving almost like northern Uganda all. Because when we are bringing youths from Lera and we train them from here, Arua, they come and we train from here. Recently, we are trying to open a little bit of coffee shop in Kitgum. So that means also we bring some people from Kitgum, we train from here. And many people come and hire equipment from here, they take to Ajumani. People come and they take it to Agagu. So at the end, we are serving a lot. When we organize events, people come from different locations to go and attend events. So people who are going to Chidepo, who are going to Mashishon Falls, maybe from Kampala, this is a stopover to drink coffee. So at the end, we are not only serving Gulu, we are serving the entire northern Uganda in terms of training, in terms of service provision, in terms of consultation, in terms of benchmark. Anybody who wants to start a restaurant or coffee shop business in Gulu, they benchmark using us. That's one thing I'm proud to say that. Either they call us to help them or they use what we have already established to set up a coffee shop. In Kampala, we have one at Trade Tower. Then we have one at Post Office, and then there is one in Arua. It has started, but it has stopped. But we hope this year it can begin. Actually, we wanted to operate because some of their members have come in Gula and have already trained. So it's a matter of fixing them there and they start. Later, also, there are some of their people we have trained them. They are all establishing it up, and when they establish, they also start. But the one which is in operation, Gulu and in Kampala right now. The sustainability begins by a way of how you inspire people. When you inspire people and they have found it's a good thing, we tell them that it's a cash crop which you consume it for about 40 years. So many of them who have started selling it, they saw it gives them money. So the best way to sustain it is we buy it from them, then we roast it by ourselves, we pack, so that the chain of production is complete. Another way to sustain is that to enable coffee shop to continue existing, so that we have a place where coffee is consumed from. You get it? And the other way is that we want to establish a kind of a value addition factory in northern Uganda. Yeah.
Little or nothing is talked about the project in Arua, and the NUSAF desk office of the district has no documents to give information about the project. This is the same to leaders in Arua City, where the abandoned mobile coffee shops are lying. Arua Central Division Member of Parliament, Jackson Atima, pledged to follow this matter from relevant offices and cause accountability for government funds.
The coffee shop that has been established around the post office there by government that should have actually helped and, given employment opportunity for the youth of this region. But I'm told, I'm yet to dig further, that it has not taken effect. The implementation has not taken root, and I will want to interest myself and also any person who wishes to join me in following up this. Any establishment by government where money is injected must be put to the right use. So wherever the challenge is, I will come in to see that that coffee shop is put to use, and the youth and the people of this region benefit from what the government has established. So I have just gotten a tip of a facility that is lying idle there. I want to visit it. I want to inquire from the concerned offices what's going on and why is it not helping the youth of this region. So these are the things that we have to do as leaders to make sure our people are served diligently.
The Regional Coffee Extension Officer at Uganda Coffee Development Center, Godwin Amege, advised that such government programs should be implemented in collaboration with authorities in order to register success.
We saw a gap of not involving stakeholders. We recommend in such projects the stakeholders at the district need to be involved, and that all these districts have the UCDA regional offices, coffee being one of the key enterprise Inspire Africa was promoting. They really needed to also let the regional offices be aware of their interventions. because through that we'll give them clear guidance on how to work with different stakeholders, the farmers, the youths, and even the consumers of coffee. We also need to make sure we communicate. The gap we have seen is issues concerning communication. The project started way back in 2019, but the implementing partner went mute. We do not know what exactly has happened. If they were communicating their progress timely, we wouldn't have gotten into this because we will have known so far how the project is doing in terms of the challenges they are facing and even the progress they are making.
Like in another office, the Regional Inspectorate of Government, West Nile, has no information about this project. Most of the youths who were registered and trained to benefit from the project have since lost interest. The 20 groups that were formed are no longer existing with no trace due to the lack of documents or record. The 4 mobile shops are still lying on post office compound in front of the house constructed to implement this project. Inspire Africa Coffee has not responded to requests for interview by the time of compiling this report. My name is Sabir Musa.